$586 is what we're going to be cash stuffing today. So grab your favorite drink or snack, cozy up, and let's stuff our envelopes. Well, hello my friends, and welcome back to Busy Girl Budgets. Thank you guys so much for being here today for another cash stuffing. We are stuffing 586, as you guys saw in the intro, and it's a little bit lower than normal, but we were out of town, and so I had to use my card a bit, so I had a larger amount to work with, but some of it was already spent, so we're going to go ahead and just stuff the remainder, which is 586. This is a week where just I was paid, and I saved some money from my husband's paycheck the week prior to put towards this week's cash stuffing because I wasn't going to be able to work Instacart for the last 2 weeks because we were gone, and that worked out. So even though it is a smaller amount of money that we're working with today, we're still going to put it to good use. So let's start with my wallet. How are you guys doing today? Are all of you safe? Because there's been some crazy like weather events happening. I know like California, Hawaii is prepping for a tsunami. Same for California. Lots of flooding, really bad, like high winds. I don't remember what it was called in like North Dakota, South Dakota, that area. A lot of the flights were getting delayed on our way home from Michigan on Monday. So hopefully you guys are all good, all safe. It's been flooding here like crazy in a town called Ruidoso, and it has been just flooding like weekly because they had a huge forest fire, and now there's burn scars, and it's monsoon season. Several people have passed away. It's very sad. You literally see videos of houses just floating down the road because that's how much water there is. Crazy. So it's monsoon season here too, but we've been handling it well. Usually our house floods, but this year it has not flooded yet. So hopefully it stays that way. Anyway, getting into my wallet, I already did my groceries. I already bought them. So that's why I'm only putting 20 in here if we need to grab something. Hopefully not. Food or dining out is just going to get 20 as well. This is getting stuffed way late because of our being out of town. So I just don't need much. And I meal planned when I got home. I'm going to give myself the normal 10 in fun money. I had 15 left. So now I have 25. And then miscellaneous always gets 10. We'll do that in fives this week. Okay, that's it for my wallet, but we also set aside fun money for my husband, so we're going to set the 10 aside for him as well. I'm going to pause right here and say if you guys are watching, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's lots of new people around here, so thank you. We love to have you here always, so hit that subscribe button. Also, if you guys would drop me a money bag emoji in the comments, let me know that you are watching. I would greatly appreciate that little bit of engagement. And yeah, that's all for now. Thank you guys. All right, let's get into my high priority binder. All right, so in here, starting off with my emergency fund. Today, my emergency fund is going to get 30. Oops. So it now has 1,000, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, 3,500 in the high yield savings, 50, 70, and 90. No, 80, sorry. 50, 70, and 80. So 3,580 is what is in our emergency fund currently. Next, we have my dog's emergency fund. They always get 20. So they now have 500 in the high yield savings, 550, 570, and 590. So I have I think it's maybe my husband's next paycheck. We are going to pay off in full one of our care credit purchases from our dogs. And this was actually for an expense from last year. So our dogs are pretty pricey. I always use care credit because if you, I think it's spend a minimum of $250 or $300, then you get minimum like 6 month no interest. I always pay off my balance before the interest expires. With the job situation and everything, I hadn't been making large payments to the care credit. So now that the job situation's under control, we're going to go ahead and pay that off in my husband's next paycheck. And the remaining balance on that purchase is I think $630. So I'm just going to wipe that out. I will have still Luna surgery to pay for. We have a couple more months to pay for that. And if for some reason I can't budget for all that that whole payment to pay that off, I am going to pull from their emergency fund. So we're still stuffing this, and if I need to pull, like complete a savings challenge and pay for it, then that's fine. Okay, next is going to be health, and that is getting 70 today. Okay, so let's count this up. This is my only bill I cashed up for our health insurance premium. We have 100, 150, 200, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, and 370 in health. What was I going to tell you guys? Oh, so we got the LLC all set up, and I've been kind of like nervous about taxes. I just don't know how much to set aside. We are going to do quarterly taxes. So next week we're going to meet with our accountant and just figure out, like, based on the income that we've had thus far and what we're expecting, what should we be setting aside for taxes. I do have a sinking fund for it in my Ally account. I don't have an envelope. It just automatically goes to my high yield savings. I never see that money. It's just in there. But there will be a tax payment due, the first one in September. So I just want to make sure I have enough set aside for that. But I'll talk to you guys more about that as we get going, because this is all like totally new for us to have to like handle the different aspects of having our own business. Okay, next up is going to be car repairs, and that is going to get 20. So it has 1, 2, 300 in the high yield savings, 320, 40, and 360. All right, and then lastly, we have Michigan in here, which is empty. We're going to start stuffing that again. We're maybe going to go up here in October. We'll see. That will be the soonest we can go just because of other things we have going on. So still always stuffing that. So that is it for my high priority binder. So for my short-term binder, let's get going in here. Our first envelope is pups, and they are going to get 20 this week since we don't have as much to work with. Usually I do like 50. But now they have 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, and 150 in pups. So that's great because they both have plenty of food. So we should be able to kind of like stack some cash in here in the next couple of weeks before we have to spend any. Household is going to get its usual 5, so it has 10. Next is Costco, and I use this for Sam's, Trader Joe's, the grocery overflow. It's going to get 20. I did do a Sam's run yesterday after we got home, and just did our, normal things that we use weekly. So I pulled some money from this, but it now has 20, 40, and 50. All right, next is anniversary. That is going to get 10 this week. I'm really looking forward to our anniversary trip in November to Dallas. I'm really excited about that. Next is going to be vacation, and that is going to get 10 as well. So it now has 30. It's nice to have these envelopes added back in here. Then we've got beauty, which we use just for haircuts and hair color, and that's going to get 20 this week, so it has 30. And then lastly in this binder is toiletries, and it's going to get its usual 5. So it has 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 in toiletries. All right, so that very quickly wraps up my short-term binder. Okay, last binder for sinking funds is our low priority binder. And starting off with coffee, it is going to get its usual 5. So it has 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 in coffee, which is great. Next we have entertainment, which is empty. It's going to get 10. Then we have shopping, which is empty, and that's going to get 15. I'm going to have to do 5s. 5, 10, and 15 because I need to save some money. Actually, you know what? I'm going to consolidate this coffee envelope. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to put a 20 in here because I'm going to need some more 5s for my other binder. Okay. So shopping has 15. And then lastly in here we have gifts, and that is going to get its normal 5. So it has 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 35. And that is it for my low priority binder. All right, last item of business is to stuff my savings challenge binder, which is by far my favorite part of the video. And we are putting $231 in here today, which is awesome considering our check was, or the amount we had to work with was quite a bit less. Starting with Pretty in Pink, this is the smallest challenge of the bundle that I created, which is Chic and Sweet, and it is available in my Etsy shop, which is linked below. We're going to add 10 to this today, and I'm actually going to take these 10s and I'm going to add the 20s because I need these 10s. All right, let's color in another little bubble. So we are at $40 for this challenge now. This total challenge for the three saving challenges is $1,500, and I am not going to touch the money in here until I reach the $1,500. So this one is going to take me a little bit longer to complete, which is fine. I wanted kind of a larger challenge. All right, next is Cherry on Top, and this one is a $300 challenge. Each icon is worth 20. That's what we're going to add today. Color in our little bubble. These are all hand drawn by my husband. I talk about that a lot, but I'm just like so proud of him. He's awesome. So in here now we have 20, 40, 60, and 80. Okay, next we have In the Bag, and this is a $1,000 challenge, and each icon is worth 50. So 20, 40, I'm gonna do it like this. Let's count this up. We should have 200, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 200. Perfect. So we're going to color in our little bubble over here. So I have like some fun news to share with you guys about Southwest credit cards. So as you guys know, I'm a big supporter of still using cards in conjunction with cash, which is why I have an unstuffing every week, but it funds all of our travel. So if you don't have a Southwest card, now is the time to get one. I have my link in the description below to refer you guys, but right now until September 15th, I believe it is, they are running a promo for when you complete the minimum spend, which I think it's $5,000 in 4 months. I could be, don't quote me on that, but it's pretty attainable, especially if you just put all your auto pay bills on there. That's what I do. But the bonus for the points is 100,000 points. That is insane because usually it's 50. So it's double right now. So I am actually going to cancel my current Southwest card. I've had that card since 2017. You're only eligible for the welcome bonus once every 2 years. So I am eligible, but you can't currently have a Southwest personal card. So I'm going to cancel mine, wait a few weeks, and then get that one. And that's going to put me in a really good position to earn Southwest Companion Pass again, which my husband and I have had all year, which means he flies free with me. So due to the situation with my dad being sick, we try to be in Michigan as much as possible. And without having points, like that would just not be feasible. Even if we had a lot of points, to spend points for my ticket and my husband's ticket, obviously that would be double. So we're really trying to structure the cards and bonuses that they come in at the right time so that we can earn Companion Pass for all of 2026 and all of 2027. I know this is confusing and I need to make a video about it, and it's been highly requested by you guys, and I'm probably going to here in the next few weeks because this is literally like the best deal I've seen for a Southwest personal card. It's pretty crazy. So we'll do a deep dive on that. I need to get like some notes ready to go so that I'm not all over the place. But I will be getting a Southwest card again. Anyway, okay, so moving on, Progress Every Paycheck. This is getting completed today. So we're going to add 40. So we should have 300. Let's color in our bubble. This is available in my shop as well. I really liked doing this challenge. All right, so in here we've got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 300. So this is getting pulled. I'm also going to pull this for now because we're going to work on the other challenges that we've started. And this money, normally it would go into whatever envelope is next in line to receive money from a savings challenge, which would be my PUPS envelope. However, I'm short on my health insurance premium this month by $100, so I need to put $100 towards that. And the remaining $200 is going to go back to the bank to cover some of my Michigan purchases. So while this isn't what I want to do with my savings challenge money, I'm just glad the money is here and I can use it how I need to use it. Plans sometimes go awry. Even though my plan was not to do this, it happens and it is what it is. So we're just going to roll with it. So I'm going to set this aside for now, like I said, and we'll come back to that at the end. Next is Disney. And this is from Budget with Maddie. It's a create your own amount. So mine, each icon is $15 for a total of $360. My thought behind that was that's about how much a 2-day pass to Disneyland is. So that would cover my ticket. And I forgot to cross off one of these icons last week, so let's go ahead and do that. And I don't like to cross them off because they're cute. I just like to add a little heart. So now that we've completed 2, then there's $30 in here. I just absolutely love this challenge. I just think it is so adorable. All right, and next we have another challenge from Budget with Maddie, which is another Disney theme challenge, Princess Saving Challenge. This one's Snow White. I like this one because it's not too high of a dollar amount. So I feel like I'll continue to do these $100 ones, and when I complete those will easily go into bulking up my sinking funds. And so since it doesn't take too long to complete, it won't feel like it takes forever to, get done and add that money to another category. So this week we're going to add 10. So that'll give us 20. We're going to color in a little heart over here. And let's put this back in here. So we've got 20 in there. And this, I'm not sure if I'll use towards Disney. Like sometimes I'm probably going to use it to bulk up my just regular sinking funds. But if I decide to go to Disney, then I probably will use this for that, or just reuse this one as well. Next is October. So we're just starting this one. We finished September in last week's cash stuffing. And today we're going to be adding 50. We've got 20, 40, and 50. Wonderful. So that's all that it has. Next is Daily Grind, which is just for my rollover singles, and I didn't have any of those. Before we get into my Every Little Bit challenge, we need to fill in that we completed Progress Every Paycheck today. Okay, and today is, I think it's the 29th. Maybe it's 30th. I don't know. So Progress Every Paycheck. Whoops. I'm just going to put Progress. And that was for 300, and it was completed on the 29th. Okay. And then let's stuff our Every Little Bit Adds Up challenge. So this week it is getting $36, a 1, a 5, a 10, and a 20. In my next cash stuffing, which is a larger amount, we'll add the 100 and the 50. So we only do the 100 and the 50 once a month. So we're going to start with our single. And this challenge is from Daisy Budgets. When you complete it, it's $3,672. Next, we're going to do our 5. This is going to be like, a long game to save this amount. But I wanted to have something that was a little more challenging that I couldn't touch for a while. Of course, if I absolutely need to, I will pull from this. I know when I did this challenge last time, I was halfway through and had to pull it because we owed money for taxes. And it's like, at least the money's there and I didn't have to put it on a credit card, but it stings a little bit to have to pull from your savings challenges. All right, next is 20s, and that is our last envelope that we're going to be stuffing, and that one now has 40. Okay, so that's it for my savings challenge binder. But we still have one more thing to do, and that is to reallocate this money. So right off the bat, 200 is going to go back to the bank. So let me see. And 100 is going to go into my health envelope. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 is going to go in here. Okay, so let's add that. So completed challenge. And I actually need to pay this like today. So now it has 470. Okay. We're going to add this over here. Just glad the money's in there. Let's give it a quick count and make sure it's 470, 100, 152, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, and 470. So that's correct. I am still short by like $10 for my health insurance premium, but that's fine. I have a buffer in my checking account. Okay, and then this, which is 200, is going back to the bank to pay for some purchases we made, but let's make sure it's 200. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 200. So that's correct. I'm gonna throw this in my back to the bank envelope right now. And I still have some money in here that does need to go back to the bank. So we'll get to that, or maybe we won't. Sometimes I just wait until we get paid again. I use the money from that paycheck to pay off my card rather than going and getting cash again from the bank. So we'll see how this week goes. But all of that is money that was unstuffed and is going to use to pay my credit card. All right, my friends. Well, that brings us to the end of today's video. I quite honestly can't even remember what emoji I asked you guys to put. Oh, a money bag, a money bag. If you guys made it to the end, drop me a money bag emoji in the comments. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button, give this video a like. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Also subscribe if you haven't already, and we'd be really happy to have you here, have you hang out with us and do our budgeting. So anyway, that's all for today, you guys, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.